What's up, guys? My name's Kamahl, and I want to thank you for checking out the video, for clicking on the video, checking out the channel, everything like that. I'm going to bring you another Path of Exile video today, but this time it's going to be about a certain mechanic in the game. The mechanic we're going to go over today is going to be Rampage. Before we get into it, I want to tell you thank you for checking out the channel. I've already said, if you're new here and you do enjoy these videos, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for your support and continual support on these videos. So, I want to go over the Rampage. Rampage is actually really fucking cool. I just got these gloves a couple days ago, and I didn't realize how awesome they were until this morning. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually tell you what Rampage is and how it works. I'm just going to read it directly from the webpage, just so it's, you know, the most accurate information. So it says, Rampage is a kill streak mechanic that provides rewards for killing increasing numbers of enemies without stopping. Rampage was initially introduced in the Rampage League, but after the league ended, this mechanic was not added to the core game in an always-on way. It is still available for players wearing certain types of unique items. So, what that means is you don't just naturally have the ability to get the kill streak counter. But if you're wearing one of these, I think there's around 10, maybe a little bit more, unique items that you could put on, one of them being this pair of gloves, it will grant you the ability to gain Rampage. So the way that it works is, as you're killing enemies, it starts building up a counter. After you go 5 seconds without killing any enemies, that counter actually goes away. It's done. Any enemies that you kill that don't reward any experience, that includes resurrected enemies, or spawned enemies, like if, you know, a necromancer, for instance, is spawning skeletons, or resurrecting enemies that you've killed already, you're not going to get Rampage counters for those kills, but if it is the initial kill on the monster, of course you will. So the way that Rampage works is you get 1% movement speed and 2% damage increase every 20 Rampage points you have. That means if you're at 100 kill counter, you're getting 5% increased movement speed, and you're getting 10% increased damage. This does cap out at 1,000 kills, so you could get 100% increased damage, 50% increased movement speed if you cap out your Rampage counter. Don't expect to cap out your Rampage counter. It could happen. The highest I've been able to get is around 300. Now, the awesome thing is, aside from just that buff, you also gain a secondary stat of sorts, or a secondary bonus, if you will, for certain points that you hit, certain goals that you reach in this Rampage counter. There's 13 different ones. I'm going to go over them real quick, and then I'm just going to show you through some gameplay how it works. So at 15 kills, you get a Nova of Spears that damage and stun surrounding enemies. So that's, you've seen me do it, I'm going around and you see red spears just kind of shoot out from my character. It's as soon as I hit 15 kills, without any kills being separated by 5 seconds or more. At 30 kills, you get a large area of effect that detonate the dead. At 45, you get animated weapons. That's really awesome. At 75, you get, 70, you get a damaging Nova off of enemies, like Vaal Ice Nova. At 100, you get a Nova of arcing spears that damage and stun surrounding enemies. At 135, you animate bows around you that help destroy enemies. At 220, a cyclone spawns from the player. When the cyclone kills an enemy, another cyclone appears. That is what you want to try to reach. That is so ridiculously strong. At 270, a heavily damaging Nova that echoes off of enemies. At 325, you get a Cyclone that explodes nearby enemies. 385, you get 5 Novas of Spears that damage and stun surrounding enemies. At 450, you get 2 Cyclones that explode nearby enemies. And then at 520, which is the last tier that you get any bonus, everything past this is just the stat buff that you get with more damage and more movement speed. So at 520, it's going to be a large explosion around the player that detonates corpses. So as you can tell, it gets increasingly better for each different Rampage buff that you take. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to kill some things, get a rampage buff going, and show you how it works. So we're at what, 4, 5, about 7 kills now. So as soon as it hits 15, which will be here in a second, you'll see that nice little Nova spray off me. Right there. See, that's the Nova of Spears. And then if we keep going, you'll see that just more and more will happen. Let's see, we'll try to hit 45. Got animated weapons. Try to keep going, hit the next tier, what's the next tier after that? Tier 70? Let's see what we get there. Alright, see, there's the explosions. As you can see, it just, that little buff in the top left hand. Now, if it drops out, you gotta restart. But if it doesn't, I mean, it just gets better and better. I mean, the more and more stuff you get, the better it gets. So, I don't know. I think Rampage is a really awesome mechanic. And I just wanted to bring you guys a real quick video kind of going over the mechanic, showing you how it works. That way, you can make an educated decision on whether or not you want to run it in your builds. So once again, guys, thank you for checking out this video. If you do want to show support to me, the best way to do it is always going to be liking the video, subscribing to the channel, having a conversation, starting a conversation down in the comment section below. If you do want to go that extra mile, I do have a Patreon set up. But other than that, you guys, thanks for checking out the channel, and I will see you next time.